Good morning. It's again pleasure to welcome you to the second day of our meeting. And I would like to introduce Professor Yoram Barak, who is a professor in psychiatry at the Sackler School of Medicine and the director of the psychogeriatric department at Abravanel Mental Health Center in Bat Yam. And you can ask what he is doing in the MS Center because he's treating geriatric patients. But since the last 20 years, Professor Barak has been working with us in the MS Center as a consultant, and he promised me and all the team that when we will arrive to the age of 70, then he will also be able to treat us. So we are still not there. Unfortunately, Professor Barak is currently in New Zealand because he is in a sabbatical there for the last 4 or 5 months. And I was hoping till the last moment that he will make it and be able to come. And as you can see, he didn't, but he sent us his presentation. So we will see him in a short presentation, and we will have thereafter some discussion about the topic of brain food. So please, can you put the...
Welcome everyone. It is a great pleasure to be part of the speaker platform here on the 20th anniversary of the Israeli Multiple Sclerosis Center, the Sheba Multiple Sclerosis Center, or as we say amongst ourselves, Anat Achiron's Multiple Sclerosis Center. What a pleasure. Well, as you can see, I'm getting old, need some reading glasses. I hope I'll be able to do without them for most of the presentation today. What can one say about brain power, multiple sclerosis, our center and Professor Achiron? Well, we cannot probably say that brain power is what has been leading this center, and this is Anat, Professor Achiron's brain power. She is the emotion, the motive, the energy behind the center. She's present in one and every of its brilliant and innovative moves forward, and that is why I chose as my presentation today a quick and brief presentation about brain power. By the way, you are seeing me on audio video because I am a bit of a distance away from the Sheba Medical Center at Christchurch, New Zealand, probably as far as one could get from the Multiple Sclerosis Center and still be in touch. So there we are. Please don't bother taking any notes. The presentation will be available for everyone online, and I'll be very happy to answer questions by email. All that can be arranged later after the lecture by Professor Achiron. So, congratulations again on the 20th anniversary of the center. All my love to Anat, who is a colleague, a friend, and my first and foremost teacher of neurology. I think the love for the brain that I have has come about through her teaching, interactions with Anat, and working together for the last 25 years for the better of and the advancement of cures and better interventions for multiple sclerosis patients. Brain power. I chose this as the presentation today because I think we all know that the beginning and the end, the essence of human life resides in the brain. I will not go into the mind, soul, spirit, psyche divide. I will say that I believe our brains are the most precious of our organs, and we need to keep them sharp. So, 13 easy steps to keep our brains sharp. Let's go through them and see if we can check off each and every one of them as we hear about them, and at the end of the lecture, be happy to go away feeling we keeping our brains sharp, but also having some great advice for our patients. First slide, states the obvious. We need more and growing neurons, and there have been a lot of advances showing us how we can go about that. Quality rest. Can't overemphasize the need for sleep. In essence, as we experience novel interactions throughout the day, these become integrated into our minds while we sleep at night. 7 to 8 hours of sleep nightly, uninterrupted sleep, would greatly enhance our cognitive performance and our memories. That has been shown in a series of beautiful studies. So get a good night's sleep, first and maybe foremost of our brain power interventions. The second goes to the other extreme. It goes to the extreme of psychopathology, and that is, of course, depression. Not because I'm a psychiatrist, but because depression is A, very prevalent, B, brain toxic, if you would look for a quick sort of copyright catchy phrase. Depression is toxic to our brains. Depression adversely affects our cognition, and recovery from depression and its cognitive side effects can take up to 3 years for our brains. So we need to keep the blues away, as the Americans are saying, and there are a lot of novel interventions to prevent depression, not only treating it. Amongst them, maybe the use of antidepressant prevention for populations at high risk, but other exciting interventions are out there. We may speak about them at a later date. Next, stress. Stress and depression go, unfortunately, together. Life events may be the way depression is first presented, but general high levels of stress are again toxic for our brains, and we need to manage stress. The last slide will tell us that we'll reveal the best method to manage stress, but managing stress can be learned in stress and anxiety management groups, in cognitive behavioral treatment in group or in individual contact with a good proficient therapist. Management of stress can be done intuitively. Take a walk, breathe deeply, pray, listen to great music, etc., etc., etc. But make sure you manage your stress. And again, the fulcrum moves from stress to the beautiful work seen here in the next slide on play. Max Planck Institute in Germany has shown that people who play enlarge certain brain areas volume, probably generating new neurons. The more innovative and complex the game we play is, the better it is for our brains. So no need to be so serious. Take half an hour a day a break, play. Use any software or any game box that you like. Enjoy it with friends, probably better. Play a game of bridge, maybe a game of poker if you are of the adventurous type. The next thing is exercise, exercise, and exercise. Break a sweat. Not only break a sweat, we used to think that we had the whole issue solved. Many, many years ago, Professor Yoram published a lovely review on the positive effects of exercise on the brain. You can all see it still uploaded at the site of the Israeli Medical Association journal. We thought aerobic exercise was the answer for it all. We now know that we need a lot of weightlifting. 1 hour of weightlifting twice a week will enhance our brains not less than aerobic exercise, and the combination will probably be the best for our brains. So jog, swim, but don't forget to lift weights. Coffee. I'm sure you've had some this morning, and some of us will have a few more cups throughout the day. There have been so many myths and ideas about coffee, but coffee has been researched enormously in the last decade, with some huge publications emphasizing the importance of this probably most addictive of substances to the humankind. Drink coffee, drink a lot of it. 3 to 5 cups a day is ideal. Enjoy good Turkish coffee, or as we call it in Israel, good Arabic coffee while you are here visiting with us, and your neurons will also enjoy that addition of caffeine and other antioxidants in the beautiful black brownish brew we all are eventually addicted to as we grow up. Coffee it is. Brush your teeth. Keep your dental hygiene perfect. Many studies, some of them even published in the prestigious JAGS, Journal of the American Geriatric Society, found that people who have lost some or all of their teeth perform way better than other people as they age. That probably is an indirect reflection of general physical health, but it's also a specific reflection of inflammatory processes that our brain hates and takes to very badly. So keep up your dental hygiene, and it will also probably be a good idea socially to have great dental hygiene. And you can enjoy the company of your colleagues in this conference way better when your dental hygiene is at its best. Hearing. I'm probably not recording with the best of equipment now, sitting here at home, watching the rain in Christchurch. This is summer, by the way, in New Zealand. It's 19 degrees, which is an exceptionally hot day here, but it's raining. Having said that, we need to make sure our hearing is perfect, if can be, or at least aided as soon as some hearing loss is accrued throughout the life cycle, because people who hear less well are way more prone to develop dementing diseases, and their cognitive impairment may be emphasized. Make sure yourself, your loved ones, and your patients have a hearing test whenever there is a suspicion of some loss of the sensory hearing modality. And on we go to the next intervention. Unfortunately, that one has taken the air out of a lot of hot balloons. We are bombarded in the general press by announcements on kale, turmeric, or any other superfood that is fashionable at the moment. A few years ago it was coconut oil, nowadays it is kale, and the list is endless if you look at the history of medicine, from way thousands of years ago to even the last few years. Superfoods may perform perfectly well with rats in the laboratory. They do not perform well with human beings. We need a well-established diet, what we call brain food, and so far the evidence is all for the Mediterranean diet in combination with a diet to prevent stroke, altogether known as the MIND diet. The MIND diet will reduce our risk of suffering from dementia as we age by 50%. Quite a significant reduction, considering the fact that the Mediterranean diet is an expensive, open diet with a lot of really great ingredients you can use. So on we go. Avoid smoking. Not much needed to be said about that. As most of us are not children anymore, some will say, well, too late, I've been smoking for 20 or 30 years. I should enjoy a cigarette after the lecture. Well, you shouldn't. It has been shown consistently that stopping your smoking by age of 50 will reduce your risk of Alzheimer's disease at the time you are 65 to that of the general population who has not smoked. So it's never too late to stop smoking. Next slide, and I know it from my personal experience, build friendships. Some research shows that even spending 10 minutes a day with good friends will help you regenerate your neurons. I can tell you that I'm probably as sharp as I think I am due to the great friendship with Professor Achiron and other lovely people in my life. It is brilliant for you, and indirectly may probably also help prevent depression. Spend time with good friends, way better than just answering emails. And last but not least, we got to the final slide, or the one before the last, of this presentation. Get Zen, as we say out here in the far south of the globe, in New Zealand, but we say meditate everywhere, anywhere. Mindful meditation, mindful meditation. Again and again, I cannot repeat that enough. Mindfulness and mindful meditation have been shown significantly to keep our brains younger. A lovely publication recently in Frontiers in Neuropsychology called Forever Younger has shown conclusively that as we meditate, our brain areas, especially the hippocampus associated with memory, not only stay the same and do not lose their volume as we age, but they actually increase. Meditate. That's just about it. I can just summarize and say that you can start working on increasing your brain power today. Sleep well tonight, have a great Mediterranean diet, drink your coffee in the morning, throw away your Marlboro smokes, meditate before you come to the next session in the conference, and your brain power will increase tremendously. I take the privilege of being on audio and therefore cannot be interrupted in person to say again how much I wish for the Sheba MS Center, Multiple Sclerosis Center, to go on and keep its place as the leader in world multiple sclerosis treatment and research, headed by the brilliant and my good friend and love, Professor Anat Achiron. Bye!